In my search for a reverse signal input for my radio in order to trigger my camera, I did a lot of reading on customtacos.com, and I found out that under here, this is underneath the driver's side seat. I just lifted up the carpet a little bit, right? There's this connector, and here there's a cable. It's a red cable with a black line on it. Not sure if you can see it well, but this one right here, it's the reverse signal input. So whenever you put the car in reverse, this sends a 12-volt signal. It's actually about like 13.6 volts on my multimeter, but the point is this sends a reverse signal that I can tap into with my radio so that I can trigger my reverse camera. So that way I can do that. I don't need to run a wire all the way back to the taillights. I can just get my reverse signal here by my driver seat. So I'm going to hook up my reverse signal input to here, and then I'm going to hook up power to my radio, and my install should be complete. I should be able to power my camera and have it come on when I put the vehicle in reverse. I did verify this using a multimeter. It's probably the best way to go about it. I kind of like stuck a wire in here and then turn the vehicle on, and from my seat I would put the truck in reverse and see the voltage change, so I know that when I put it in reverse I get a signal here. So I'm going to tap into that and I should be good to go. Probably grab it somewhere up ahead and not necessarily there. But so now that I've found my reverse signal input, the only other thing I need to do besides connecting that one is actually to connect my power into my camera. So for that, I'm going to use the same exact power that goes into the radio. That is this red cable right here. And you see my adapter harness into the Tacoma is already been spliced into my radio, which is what you're supposed to do, right? This is the radio's harness, and this is the adapter. You never chop up the wires inside your dash on your vehicle. I've seen so many idiotic people do that. Don't do that. Go to the auto parts, buy a Toyota specific adapter or whatever brand of car you have. Use that so that it plugs into your factory harness, and your factory harness remains factory. You can always put back a stock radio or whatever the heck else you want back in the car because you did not damage it. So all I'm going to do is, since it's already been crimped before, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove the crimp that I have here between the two of them. Right? So this is gone. Then I'm going to get a brand new crimp connector. Connection dash that I have to make for the camera is just this one here, but that's going to go into the back of my radio, and I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to do that when I resume putting the radio in. Right now what I need to do is I need to run my reverse camera input. This is one of the sorry things about having one of these super modern units in here, is that there's a Bluetooth cable, there's a GPS cable, there's a cable for this, cable for that. There's an aux cable, there's a USB cable. There's so many wires that go to this darn thing. It's a bit of a mess in here. I think once I finish up with all of this wiring, I'm going to start taping and zip tying stuff to get it nice and flush the way I want it, so I don't have that big jumble of cables. It's kind of driving me insane. Alright, so now one of these, and Pioneer's kind enough to tag these off for you in a very nice way. See, car speed signal input, reverse gear signal input. It is the purple and white wire, which For some reason I crimped the green wire too back when I did this and left in here rolled up. So that is the wire that I'm going to run through the dash and over to the door sill where the red and black cable is. Red and black cable that I need to splice into now. This whole harness kind of runs along here and is wrapped with a bunch of electrical tape. So what I did was I sliced along the plastic on this side here, cut the electrical tape so that I can dig up my red and black cable, and that I'm going to splice into my green. Now I've got my green already stripped and ready to rock. I just need to cut this wire and crimp this in. Some people use vampire crimps or whatever. I'm not a major fan of those things. I think they're kind of crappy. That and they're bulky. They would take up a lot of space here. I'm just going to cut this, splice all the things together. Do be sure that you get a good connection here because, man, if you don't get a reverse signal into your ECU, all kinds of stuff can go screwy. I'd rather not have to deal with that, and I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to slice here and free up more room so that I have room to perform the crimping for my cables. Careful not to cut into any of the wires themselves. That would be a catastrophic mistake. So I've temporarily hooked up my backup camera. I'm going to do all the wiring connections for my radio and I'm going to pop it in and I'm going to give it a very quick test just to see if it works. If it's good, then I'm going to route that wire under the bed the way that it needs to be and position everything where it goes. But for now, I just need to conduct a very quick test to make sure that it all works the way I think it works. Nice. We've got reverse camera, people. My big camera install project is now complete, so just to show you guys how it works, let me kick it on. Put her in reverse. So as you can see, nice clear view of what's going on behind me. And I've got the outlines there. They are not predictive, so they don't curve. They just stay straight, but that's a function of the radio, really. Some of them might have that option. Mine just doesn't. I can actually go to camera settings and I can say camera view on, right? Then when I exit here, basically whenever I'm not using the radio to do something else for a period of 10 seconds, it will automatically kick the camera on. It's a pretty neat feature. There you have it. That was the camera install. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe.